According to the latest statistics by Euromonitor International, the Middle East and Africa beauty and personal care market is estimated to be worth $34.5 billion by 2021, with the UAE climbing the ladder as one of the highest per capita spenders in the world on beauty products. Middle East and African consumers spent nearly $30 billion on fragrances, hair care, cosmetics, men's grooming and other wellness products in 2016, 3.4% more than in 2015. The UAE and Saudi Arabia are at the forefront of this market, with the UAE placed 7th globally in terms of spend per capita at $239 in 2016, and it's showing no signs of slowing down. Newly released figures from Messe Frankfurt Middle East, the organiser of Beauty World Middle East, the biggest exhibition of its kind in the region, show that the market is set to grow at a rate of 4.8% year on year until 2019. That's almost twice the global average of 2.6%. Despite the market being one of the world's most promising, we haven't witnessed many beauty startups so far, particularly those in the tech domain, but that looks set to change very soon. I sat down with Rafi and Paria Ghorashi, founders of Dubai-based startup Blowout&Go, to discuss the growth of their business, the importance of social media, and the challenges they face in building their startup. Let's start, if you could talk to me about, each of you about, let's say, your roles within the business and the nature of the business in general.
Yes, should we start with you?
Sure. So I'm Group CEO for Blowout&Go, and a lot of people say, what do you mean by group? So Blowout&Go, we have various different departments. We had to build a lot of infrastructure. So we had to develop an academy for training. We had to develop a tech side of the business. We had to develop our own production and studio. So when I say group, the overall of the company.
Right.
Paria is more of the day-to-day running of the operation as CEO.
Okay.
I must say this is actually the first time both of us together are doing an interview. I must say that.
It's great to have two here at the same time.
It's true, because normally it's because I'm the face of the company, I'm the one that is always talking about it, but since we are at the beauty world, and I definitely wanted to have the group CEO himself to talk about the technology behind what we do. And what is Blowout&Go?
Absolutely.
I think it's important to understand where Blowout&Go came from and why it came.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It started with a person like myself being a busy mom, out there having meetings. You always constantly want to look good, and to see you're surrounded in a society that is all about beauty all the time. But you don't have time to spend during your days 3-4 hours a day to just pamper yourself. Especially when you are new mom, you constantly have the guilt feeling that even 5 minutes you're away from your child, you feel like you have done something wrong. So I wanted to bring that comfort to the person's house, to make sure that at least they are with the kids or family, and then she gets pampered at the same time. So the express service of Blowout&Go was born because of that, because again, women don't have time these days. 45 minutes in and out. The whole philosophy of it came also, that's more him, with his background in Formula 1, you know, the pit stop that we have, that like in 3 seconds of time, they go and change the tires and everything. So we have our team actually watching the Formula 1 pit stops.
Yeah, our
them.
stylist thought I'm crazy at first because, you know, to do hair and makeup at the same time is very challenging. It takes a lot of training. It's body language, it's eye contact between the hairstylist and the makeup artist. So initially we were told it's not possible to do that. So I made all of these guys sit and watch Formula 1 pit stops, and they looked at me as if I'm nuts. But to try and understand how 20 people can work together and change 4 tires in 3 seconds.
In 3 seconds.
So once we started them training and getting to know each other and understanding through body language and eye contact who starts, who stops, we managed to deliver hair and makeup in 45 minutes.
Wow, amazing.
Through a lot of training.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of technology behind your business. I have been very fortunate that Paria invited me down to check out your HQ. I was blown away with what I saw.
Thank you.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the challenges that you face and the opportunities that you saw coming from the background that you've come from to develop the system, the apps, the process you have behind your business to be able to deliver that service within 45 minutes?
Sure. Again, going back to the infrastructure part, we needed to, we were always looking to build a business that's scalable. And I think, as Paria said, with being a busy mom, you know, targeting that demographic in today's world, everyone's busy. Time is a major issue. So we were looking at providing a service for moms, for executives, for early mornings, for late nights, that people could have some affordable luxury at home. And then that's where the challenges came, because when you start talking about 5 stylists, 10 stylists, 20, 30, once the numbers start increasing, then suddenly you have the issues of times, locations, 2 delays, you have a knock-on effect. The logistical part of it becomes a complete nightmare. Because at first, when Paria said, I had this great idea, I was like, fantastic, let's do it. I was like, why hasn't anyone else done this? And then very quickly we discovered, because it's a logistical nightmare. So we had to turn to technology to come up with the solutions, to solve these problems. And
was this the technology that was existing that you saw that you could replicate from somewhere else, or is this something that you guys have?
It's all logic thinking processes, looking at each problem one by one and trying to solve them through technology. And when I say technology is, there is a lot of salon software in the market. There is a lot of logistical software in the market, but no one's ever put the two together, right? Because we have to deliver that stylist to the home. And when you have a full schedule the whole day from morning till night, you have 2 delays, you have a knock-on effect, which...
It's like a domino effect.
Yeah, right. Which you end up getting delays, and then it becomes, and from what I've discovered, if you're 5 minutes late to a booking, customers freak out.
The reason
completely.
is, I believe, the reason for that is it's basically because we go into people's home, we are entering their territorium. And for that, they believe this is their time and we are there to serve them. When while they're coming to a salon, they can obviously be sitting there for half an hour and having a coffee and wait, but that will be completely fine and normal. But once you enter in their territorium, then they kind of own you. There's the ownership going on there, which is this is the human nature, sure. I believe.
It's a different experience than going to a salon.
Right. Exactly, and also because of having from before. A lot of, let's say, freelancers or people that are going there and they have time, so the mentality of people are like, okay, that they in the beginning, the challenge that we had was that for them to understand this is a company that's coming and we are here to do the work and go, and you have to have your hair washed and towel dried, be ready upon the stylist's arrival, and then he's there for you to fix your hair, and then he has to go. So that itself has been challenging also for us to teach in the market.
I think change. What we're doing is for this industry very disruptive. There's always this old saying of, your lawyer, your hairdresser is a person that you always go to and share your stories with. But when you have, a demographic of, at the moment, we're close to around 25,000 customers, in the UAE, and they all want the same stylist. So we do have an express service which we guarantee a stylist, but we can't guarantee the same stylist. So we are kind of breaking the mold of the way the industry normally works by introducing this more kind of heading towards the on-demand service, which is becoming the trend now. Everyone wants everything on demand.
Right. People are time sensitive, like your clients, of course.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So step by step, we had to develop our own in-house tech team. We had to develop our app. But we needed the data, so it was that journey of, I think we're 2 years, April, we're 2 years old.
Exactly.
That 1 year journey taught us a lot to understand what does the customer want, what is she looking for, what convenience factor, how can we improve the service. Once we got that data, then we were able to develop the correct app. A lot of people said, why didn't you launch your app? Why did it take you so long? We didn't want to launch an app for the sake of launching an app. We wanted to launch an app that solves a problem. And that's what we're all about, problem solving.
And obviously, we're in the midst of, I would say, kind of a digital revolution, particularly out here in the Middle East. And a lot of people are struggling to get to grips with traditional models that they've been used to and this new emerging digital economy that's happening so fast in front of them. How important has data been for you guys in developing your business?
Massive. Understanding what your client requires, how you can. I think it's always about finding a solution to a problem.
Exactly.
That's key, right? And I believe in today's world even me as a guy, when I go for a shave or something, I want to go to the barber I like to go to, but I never have time. I will always go to where it's convenient, where I have time. And I think with women, it's a lot more complicated with hair. So that's what our focus is, to continue in solving problems.
And also at the same time, I believe the education part is quite important for us. That's why we have the academy to be able to train the team, like let's say as a one. So when first another stylist go to the person and she likes her hair, the next one, because of the technology that we have they report each other back to the operation center that, for example, this person didn't like to use iron on her hair, or specific details about the personality of the clients that helps the next stylist when he's going there, that he knows already how to start. So she doesn't feel like every single time she has to start all over again with the person.
So it becomes a more refined and tailored experience.
Exactly.
The more, I suppose,
even though we sometimes when we have the social medias or accounts, the Instagram accounts of the person, or when they send us through WhatsApp, we check on their pictures to see how they are, or normally throughout the day, like let's say past months or so, how they have done their hair. So what they are, because us women, we have a look that we normally go every single day, we try to do it, we don't change our look so much. So we are there to make sure that she's comfortable, not what we want for her to happen. That's also something, again, that's the part that's a little bit more my part when is the education is about, and it's more about how to deliver it in that sense.
You're very much an evolving business. Talk to me a little bit about the opportunities and the challenges you see coming up over the next couple of years, and where you see the real opportunities for growth, whether it's through additional services or regionally. What are your plans over the next couple of years?
So we have a number of different services we offer. Currently, all our services are scheduled services. Although, depending on time and day of the week, we can generally deliver a stylist within an hour of booking.
Yeah.
But we're also looking at adding another service, which is more of an on-demand service. So it's click a button, it'll tell you 30 minutes, 20 minutes, your closest stylist will come to you. So we're also heading more towards having that on-demand service available, just like an Uber or Kareem.
Okay.
I think that's where the trend is going, and that's what people want. This digital age it's all about on-demand services. So I think that's the future. But the professional side of the business is there. We do have a lot of celebrity clients. We do have a lot of photo shoots, fashion shoots, magazine partnerships. So we have the whole professional side of the business. But I think the mass market product will be more of an on-demand service.
And speaking of partnerships, you recently had the exciting opportunity to partnership with the Max Factor Academy.
Yes.
It's a very different business than the business that you guys were operating in, yet the businesses both complement each other. Operationally, I would say they seem quite different. Where did you find that synergy to work together? And I suppose, where did you see the opportunity at the very beginning to make that partnership work?
First of all, I believe in teamwork, in partnership. That's my Scandinavian background, which is telling me that teamwork is quite important, and also together people can grow much better. The Max Factor Academy, the thing that they are like, they're behind it, and how they train, let's say a girl comes, she wants to learn how to do makeup, for us has been amazing. The reason has been she gets her first training. After that, normally when you go and have courses, you want to start working, but normally the courses stops, and from there you're out there finding job. What we can do is we take that person under our wing, we train them more towards the B&G Academy, and guarantee them job. So it's like a factory. So they start with her, and then they continue throughout and they can have a guaranteed job. So that's where we found the synergy, that they can start and they can finish with us, and then they can become a Blowout&Go agent.
Education is a big part of what we do. We feel in this region there is a lot more room for growth in the educational side. And this is where a lot of the partnerships we do with brands, which we currently work with, I mean, GHD also plays a massive part in our business, because GHD focuses also on styling. So we believe we're not only a service provider, but we have a fantastic platform for any brand looking to enter the market. We have a big distribution network. And education, we've noticed with GHD, when we show our customers how these tools are used, when we create the Instagram 1-minute videos, the Facebook videos, even our own website, we bring the global educators here. So we're showing our customers how to use these products, these tools, and what benefits they have, and the ability to purchase the products at the same time.
Okay, excellent. That's something I just want to go into with you with regards to how important social media has been in helping you build your brand.
Massive.
Paria, you're an influencer in the beauty industry out here.
Yes.
Let's have a little bit of a discussion about how important social media has with influencer marketing, and I suppose that new digital economy. How important has it been, all of these different elements in helping you build your brand?
I believe it's everything. Blowout&Go was born out of social media, out of the network that I had, and then I started building it through, and then again, as Ali was saying, bringing the right content out, bringing the educators, talk about the education, to have people understand the concept, targeting the right audience, not just having posting pictures, not just being out there just for sake of being out there. Have a vision, have it like let's say proper goal, and want to actually enter the market in a right strategy way. For me to be both on the face of the company and at the same time be on the other side, which is the business, that has been challenging itself to be able to juggle both. But I believe social media has a lot to say, but again, I also believe that it's been misused as well, unfortunately, now these days.
Has building your social media following, was that something you did consciously, or was it something that just happened because of the nature of the business that you're actually in?
I believe in organic growth, that's for sure, because in today's world, everyone knows that how easy it is to get followers or just be out there just to show and just have your name. But the organic way of growing, which a lot of big companies have approached me personally also to saying that the demographic, the growth, the way actually, let's say today I'm talking about something that I believe in specifically because I'm linked to Blowout&Go. I'm talking about the brands that have synergy with what I'm doing because people believe in what I'm saying. So I cannot just today talk about something and tomorrow about something else. I lose my credibility, if you know what I mean. So whatever brands that I'm talking about, I make sure that I've at least have done a 6 months proper strategy and talking about it, thinking about it, use the product myself to have something to say. That itself has been, I believe, it's some of the keys.
And I guess then, I suppose, the companies and the brands that are going to be watching this, what advice would you give them when they're seeking out influencers within the industry to work with? You know, it's interesting, we had a discussion there just previously with Samira, and she brought up a similar situation where there is an abuse, I suppose, to a degree of followings, so influencers using different followings. What would you say to a company that says, look, I really want to engage in influencer marketing, but I'm not sure how to go about it?
So please don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here and saying that bloggers are doing something wrong or what. No, the market it has room for everyone and everything. But how you want to approach, how far do you see? That's something that is quite important. I personally believe in if I'm gonna, my advice would be to, again, go organically, have a vision, and target your right audience. That's the most important. Not just
credibility as well, because you know what Paria was saying earlier as well. You have certain people who today are saying buy this is great, and then the next day, very similar product. No, actually buy this is great. So
there's the authenticity.
Exactly. So I think for brands that will be looking to use certain influencers, it should be a lot more targeted with someone who's credible and who has a genuine following, who will put their weight behind your product.
And also, I've seen a lot of companies just use PR companies without doing enough research around the PR company. One of the reasons we do everything in-house, it's even our own PR is in-house because of you have to believe and you have to understand from A to Z the concept of the business to be able to deliver this. So unfortunately also there is so many amazing PR companies that is existing in this region, and also that I'm quite frank, I'm known for being. So a lot of people doesn't like it, but I have to say it straight away because I'm the CEO of a company, I have to. It's not my blogger face or anything. Unfortunately, there is so many PR companies here which they are there to just please the the company without anything. Just show them, look, I can bring you this person and that person, but without showing the right demographic, or that person maybe has all the followings are from another region. They don't have anything to say to the specific about that brand, but just because they have followers, that's very wrong.
So you think there's
research.
maybe an issue with still defining the ROI, or with some companies creating, I suppose, in a way, creating a lack of transparency because they cannot define an ROI.
I have had the PR company that have done, let's say, commercial and stuff for a company that they don't know who's the CEO of the company. They don't even know the name of the person. How do they gonna do the PR for that company? Or just randomly being out there and just getting a lump sum of money and just creating some couple of few things just to show that, okay, we can bring people on board and they can talk about it. Again, at the end of the day, it's just 24 hours Insta story, and then we have one post. But why are we doing this? That post should actually say something about the company, because otherwise it's become like a billboard. You just look at the billboard and it's gone.
Of course. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here today.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate you coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.